Hey bassists, I'd like to show you how I love to warm up so that I'm ready to have a successful, productive, and fun practice. So what's my tip? It's just scales with subdivisions. It's so simple, but so effective, and it really gets that burn going in both of your hands and your arms. I'm gonna kind of whiz through this today, so this isn't such a long video, but I'll explain more below, and always feel free to DM me and I'll give you any assistance that I can. So I'm gonna choose an F major scale today, kind of hits all the strings, and I can play in 3 octaves. And so step number 1, I put a drone on. So I'm the key of F, I'm gonna put an F major drone on. Step 2, I'm gonna have my metronome on because that helps us be honest about our time. So I'm gonna start at 60 beats per minute today. And first I'm gonna play the whole scale with just quarter notes of each note. So I'm gonna play the whole scale, repeating 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do all 3 octaves like that. And I apologize, I'm not so great at talking and playing. I can sing and play, but talking and playing is a different art. And so after I do the whole scale in quarter notes, I'm gonna do a whole measure of just eighth notes, repeating each note at a time. So 1 and 2. I think you guys are starting to see where I'm going with this. Okay, and then I'm gonna do triplets. I finished the whole 3 octaves, right? So now I'm gonna switch to triplets just to show you. Triplet, 3 and 4 and 2. And I have the option to work when I'm doing these scales. This is why I said I love to warm up on these. It gets that burn going in my arm, both of my arms. I have the option to choose whether I want to alternate my fingers, right? Work on that. Or I could just do one finger, right? The whole measure of just one finger. But today I want to focus on alternating my fingers. So I'm going to do the whole 3 octaves. After I've done 3 octaves of triplets, you guessed it, I'm going to do 16th notes. 1 E and 2 E. 1 and I cannot talk and play. And I can really work on my alternating right hand fingers, making sure that they're even. I'm digging in with my left hand. So I do a whole 3 octaves like this. There goes that talking and playing. So after I do the 3 octaves with one measure of each note subdivided, then I do half a measure. So I'm gonna do half a measure of quarter notes. So 1, 2, 3. You get the picture? And then I move on to eighth notes, half a measure, and then triple it, and then 16ths, 2 and 3. So half a measure, all 3 octaves. And then after I've done half a measure for each subdivision, I'm gonna do 1 beat per measure. So I've got my quarter notes. So just going up the scale, 1, 2. So just like that. And then I'll do all 3 octaves, and then I'll do 3 octaves of double eighth notes. So 1 and for each subdivision. So 3 octaves, we're gonna start in the 3rd octave. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I do the whole 3 octaves, and then we got triplets. 1 and 2 and 3. So the whole 3 octaves like that, and then 16th notes. 1 and 2. And the whole time I'm working on my intonation, right? I've got the drone going, I've got the metronome going. Am I alternating my fingers? Is my arm far enough down? Is my left hand digging into the string? All these things I can think about during my scales, so that when I go to play music, I don't really have to think about it because I've already done that. I've already focused on that. Okay, so after I do 1 beat, I do half a beat. You can't do that with quarter notes. So eighth notes, we just play the scale using eighth notes, 1 note per eighth note. So 1 and 2 and 3. The whole scale, all 3 octaves. And then triplets, we do 1 note per triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You do all 3 octaves, and then we do 16ths. I think 16ths I like to do 2 notes per 16th before I put 1 note per 16th. So I'll do a whole like that. And again, I'm working on my alternating my fingers. And then I can go do 1 and 2 repeat that one again. But this is really a fun exercise, and this is how I like to warm up. Really, I get my whole arm, my whole body starts to warm up the whole time. Like I said, this is really important to me, the alternating fingers independence, making sure everything is smooth, making sure my left hand is digging in. I might notice one day that all of a sudden this shift from B flat to C is a little weird. It's a little sharp, so I can take notice of that and fix that. But this is a really easy way for me to just warm up into my practice. There's other things I like to do that I'll continue to share as I do my tips, but this is number one for me. And if I don't get to do anything in my practice, as long as I get to warm up on my scales, I'm happy, I'm warmed up. I love to do this before I gig, because I get to really warm up my hands, like I'm saying, my body. You're even warming up the instrument a little bit. So please give this a try. I'll give you some information below. You can choose one scale to do today, or if an octave is all where you're at, just do an octave. Anything is fine. You can do one scale a day, all 12 keys a day, doesn't matter. And you can do it on any kind of a scale, minor scales, harmonic minor, diminished. It works for everything. So give it a try. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. And also, I'd love to hear how you guys like to warm up.